As I hope that you could tell, we have a problem on our hands. And more than just this country, pretty much planet wide, thanks to the internet. And I don't know exactly how you're going to take that away from people. That's the most addictive thing that's ever been put into human hands. Uh, the genie's out of the bottle, so to say. The whole thing with Twitter has kind of sparked a thing that's been trying to be tapped down for a while, not very successfully. And I'm not sure there's like any way you're going to be able to contain any of this anytime soon. So, really, the best advice I can give is, be very delicate and kind to everyone, and try to ride this out and hope that people's good natures are better than what you estimate of them. If you can't tell by how people are talking on Twitter, there's a larger amount of the population that you've allowed yourself to see that is extremely skeptical of any of your efforts to try to tell them what's going on. And like, yeah, there's a level of extreme skepticism that I've been observing on the internet, on YouTube and other places for years now, where you mention anything and someone's going to be like, oh, that's not real for pretty much anything now. Unless it's like right in their damn face. I don't know exactly how we're supposed to like get that out of our system. But the public needs to talk this out finally, and in a way, what Elon Musk has done to Twitter can be viewed as a bit of a favor in that regards. Uh, it can be ugly, but as long as people are able to express themselves, they are much less likely to take more extreme measures in hand, which is nothing that any of us like want to see. I think we've all had more than enough of that over the years. So I generally feel like a good goal in life is that we should all be able to die comfortably in our beds in our 90s, and comfortable retirement at home, all that kind of stuff. And then the only way to really ensure that for any one of us as an individual is to make sure everyone has their fair shot at getting there, barring, accident or disease. And so, the people need a little time to recover. Things have been hard, purely speaking from just a social management kind of point of view, ignoring all the health concerns and all that. The global response to the pandemic has clearly been a massive mistake. And unless you want to like be remembered in history as like one of the great villains of all time, you're just gonna, like I said, you're just gonna have to let the public chew this one out on their own. And the safest way to accomplish that for everyone is to just let them talk and speak their mind and let the dust settle, however the hell it's going to settle. You know, like all of the last decade's plans are pretty much in tatters, and I don't know how that's ever going to be put back together again. It's the classic Humpty Dumpty fable from childhood in real life going on here. It's not unrecoverable, and there's perfectly good reasons why, as I said, if we all want to be able to achieve a nice, comfortable end to our lives, then, it's in our best interest for things to, like, work smoothly and everyone to get along. Uh, I would note that, the divide between the rural population and the urban population, between city folk and country folk, is ancient and very much imprinted into human psychology. There's only so much stuff that you can program out of us with cartoons in our childhood and all that kind of stuff. There are still certain things that have been imprinted on us from centuries upon millennia, upon tens of thousands of years of being an ice age species, and the sort of harsh bullshit we had to put up with to survive all that. Um, We're used to being able to vote with our feet and all that kind of stuff deep down. All of modern civilization is still brand new. This is all a great big experiment. And occasionally you have to adjust the parameters of your experiment if the experiment is starting to go off the rails. It might occasionally, from time to time, also be good to remind yourself just what the hell the experiment is supposed to be accomplishing, or whether or not we have reached one of those points where, okay, the experiment's over, now let's collect our data and run a new experiment. But, you know, there's better ways to manage people than what's been going on, so tread carefully is all I'm saying. Everyone's kind of got raw nerves, and I think what we actually have here is a moment where people might actually be able to calm down if there's just kind of like a general message put out of just like, stand down, armistice, like we don't need to come to blows over this. The rural population might be spread out over a larger surface area, but it's not a smaller population than the city populations. So, we don't actually want people getting to a point where they actually are trying to harm each other on a mass scale in any country. Because if we want any hope to salvage any of our plans or be able to form new ones, we're in a delicate time right now, and you need to feel that is kind of incumbent upon you. It is your duty to see us through into that better future that we all hope to have. The population is traumatized. And I guess it's just as a general rule of advice, it is far more efficient to incentivize good behavior than it is to punish bad behavior. Also, crime statistics drop if there's, less crimes on the book. I mean, like, let's be real. Outside of, like, murder, theft, and rape, like, how many other things are actually justifiably defined as criminal acts? There are videos out there. Knowing Better's got a good video on it that actually goes into detail about, like, exactly what is meant by stuff like the black codes, and how many of these laws that are out there that throw tons of people in jail were originally put there for outright racist intent. And not just like legalizing pot and stuff like that, but like the fact that it's a crime to be outdoors for any significant amount of time, basically, in terms of our vagrancy laws, and that you can't be too loud, or you're not allowed to say fuck, and all that other kind of stuff. I mean, like, those were all put there for nefarious purposes in the first place. And as I observed while living in Colorado during its marijuana legalization period, crime statistics immediately evaporate if you take something off the books as a crime, and because then suddenly those people aren't being criminalized. Ta-da! Instead of convincing people to not do the thing, just quit punishing them for the thing. As I say, there's really only a few core things that really should be criminalized, because they're actually doing true direct harm to someone else's personal sovereignty and all that kind of stuff. Rationalize it however you want. I'm just trying to be fucking helpful, even if I am myself a little bit of a chaotician. So anyway, hit like and subscribe, stay waspinated, and try to be people out there, people, because we're all people.